Now to Today Property Watch on your Saturday morning. Everything old is new again, and so millennials and also Gen Zs are now the demographic dominating the granny flat market.
Yeah, here to tell us more is Domain property editor Alice Stoltz in Melbourne. Good morning to you. So how much demand is there for the humble granny flat?
Good morning, guys. Well, the demand for granny flats has just absolutely gone bananas over the past few years in particular. It's largely been driven by affordability issues, but what that means is the generational need for granny flats has flipped to the inverse generation.
Okay, so are there rules around installing them? How long does it take, for instance?
Look, thankfully, Clint, sort of local state governments are getting better at actually adapting to what we can do with them now, because they used to just be only allowed to be used for granny if you had a dependent parent, and when that person was no longer there, they had to be removed. Nowadays, though, local councils have actually fast-tracked that process. We can actually also see the maximum size can actually be quite large, 60 square metres in some states and up to 100 over in Perth. Now, in terms of sort of that installing process, it is actually relatively efficient these days, and it can actually be done in as little as half a day in some instances.
Okay, so how much will they set you back?
Look, so it really varies depending on what you want. Some start around $35,000, and you can actually get these ones now that are completely foldable. So it's a bit sort of like origami, I suppose. They come in a truck, they fold out and then present themselves to the world. You can, of course, get bespoke ones, so the price can go up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. But some of them can also be resold and moved afterwards. So there's definitely appeal in that flexibility of what they can give people.
And I guess you can then put renters in them and they can help you pay off the mortgage.
Or can you?
Yeah, well, nowadays you can, guys, but it used to only be that you could put a dependent in it, which is really sort of quite antiquated when you think of it, but they actually can be now, have renters in them, which makes it a lot more flexible for people.
Okay, Alice, so let's move on. The most expensive and the most affordable house last week.
Yeah, guys, the most expensive was a house in McMahon's Point in Sydney. An incredible home. It's the largest land parcel in McMahon's Point in Sydney, $12.6 million. And the most affordable sale was a fully furnished one-bedroom apartment in the heart of Melbourne, which sold for $260,000, guys.
Looks amazing. Alice, thanks so much for your insight on a Saturday morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Alice.